Okay, good evening. Nick Inman here from VolumeProfileTrader.com on Tuesday, January 3rd, and this is going to be short and to the point. Everything rallied today. S&P up 20 handles thereabout. Finished lower on the day relative to where it opened, and that's not necessarily a positive. We have selling tails. I have 4-hour chart here, selling tails all the way through, and looking for potential more downside. See if we can test the 1265, 1262 area. We're not far from there, and maybe close the gap. So just be aware of that and recognize that we are still at the top of the range. We aren't. There's not all clear, but it looks good to the long side. And as long as we stay above this 1250 level thereabout, then it should be right to be a buyer. If we start going below that, then maybe we should look for more downside. So overall, this looks good. It looks like we need to be long names, and for example, I'm just going to go through a few that I'm long. One's Chesapeake. I like the fact that it's above the December point of control, which is at the above. It's made a higher low, and it's also above the 2-year point of control, which is right around 2150. And I think that's the real picture, and we're going to continue to look at it as if the market's going to break out to the upside. Regardless, on Chesapeake, you should be in this right around the 23 level, which puts you about 2 or 3% up if you were a part of this. And I think you ride it up to 25, 26, maybe even up to 28 before you look to start taking profits. So just be aware of the opportunity there. Ford, similar to Chesapeake, bottoming pattern, and we're starting to press above. The point of control for the year is down at $10 or so, but for the last 6 months it's up at 11. So just realize there's a little bit of a discrepancy, but I think Ford is a name that you want to be long, and really look for $13 on the upside for Ford. Amazon, I actually got involved a little bit in this last week and added on this week. What I did was I sold the 165 puts and bought the 155s expiring in January, looking to take those off in a couple of days, unless if this thing really continues higher and presses towards 190. That would be great, but want to see it get above 179 and close there. That would be pretty positive. Apple continues higher, broke above this important 410 level, closed above it. Now we're going to go see if we can test 420. Apple looks pretty good to the long side. Alpha Natural Resource, this is a name that I just bought today. I chased it up. I bought it up 6 or 7%. Actually, I think it was 6. And I chased it because I think, just like a lot of these names, I think the bigger picture is in the yearly chart, where we have point of control at the bottom. This thing could scream up to 34 without a problem, which is over a $12 move on a $22 stock. Freeport, this thing looks like it's going to break out to the upside, up 7%, closed strong today. All of these names did fairly well today, and I think they're names that you want to be long. But I'm playing it through Alpha Natural Resource and Freeport. I think both of those are good for nice moves to the upside. Morgan Stanley, I want you to watch this one. I don't think it's in all clears yet, but if we do, if financials get an all clear to the upside, I mean, they broke out today, but we are at the top of the range. We closed under this high volume area, 1336, so that's not positive. We want to see it make a new intraday high and close above that level before we start really getting interested. So I think it's just something to be aware of. Oops, not serious. I'm going through some names now that I'm actually not long, but still looking at opportunities. Potash, it's at the top of the range, don't get me wrong, but this is another name that I think that you can look at. CF Industries, I think that's the name that you want to be long in this thing. If it really gets going, we should go up and test 170 or so. And another one that I like, Monsanto. Monsanto didn't perform as nice as the others, but I also have a speculative Metro PCS. Bought a little bit on Friday, bought a little bit more today. Looking for $11 or so on the upside. Really want to see it get towards 13, but I'll focus on 11 for now. And we're another $1.60 from those levels, so there's still opportunity. But it was up 8% today, so just be aware of that. Southwest Airlines. I really don't trade airlines, but I guess some people like them. I like the fact that the point of control's here, and if we start going to the upside, there's no volume until we get $11. So that could be a nice move to the upside, and it could be something that you want to be a part of. Two more. FLR Fluor. This is a nice fundamental story. Company has, and what I mean by that is company has great fundamentals. Energy company. If we can get above 54 to 56, this thing should scream up to 65, 70. And I think over the course of a year it can do that. One thing, if I zoom out, and this is the case with Freeport and a lot of other names, the 2-year point of control, it's holding as nice as support, so it's just something to be aware of. And the last name, Yahoo. And I don't think this is a crazy, put a lot of money in it, blah blah blah. But I like the way it looks. I like this balance range. If we can stay above 16 and start moving higher, that's going to be really positive for Yahoo. It's going to maybe, for speculative, what if it gets bought out? Hopefully it gets bought out at a premium and makes some potential good money. And the last one I want to cover is Waste Management. I was talking about this one in the trading room today. No doubt about it, it sold off relative to where it opened, which is at a major resistance line. But what I like is the point of control for the year's underpriced. If we get some type of higher low, I would be looking for a breakout and a trade up to 37. So that's it. But I think there's some great opportunities. You should be involved in this market to the long side. This market wants to go test 1300, and we're going to see if it can. If so, that's great. If not, there'll probably be a pretty nice sell-off, maybe 50 S&P points or so. So anyways, I'll see you tomorrow.